How's it going, everyone? This is Hayden from hhwcustoms.com, and today I'm showing you guys a new product that I come out with actually about two and a half, 3 weeks ago maybe, and I just haven't had time to do a video on it for YouTube. But so this is going to be a lowering base video for the new casting Silverado. And before I get into the actual thing, I'll show you guys the difference on how to tell if you have the new casting Silverado or not. So the easiest way that I've seen is this tank here on the interior. It's plastic. It is part of the interior now. On the older castings, it actually used to be metal, so you couldn't really get around removing that if you guys wanted to or not. So that's what it looks like on a non-drilled car. Completely stock, and you can see that tank's plastic. Another way to tell is the rivets on the rear. On the older one, it actually used to be a little bit closer to the end, to the tailgate, and they changed that up for some reason, not quite sure what. But so if you guys order anything for the Silverado on my website, you guys will see it says new casting or old casting, and that's just to tell you guys which is going to fit, because if not, you're going to end up with rivet holes that just don't align and be all confused. So that's just me telling you guys that, so hopefully you guys can go find some new casting and start lowering your trucks. So what I've done is I've actually come up with 2 different versions of bases. So this is version 1. This is just a frame, dual exhaust pipe, very minimal C-notch style frame in it. So you can see it has the 2 exhausts, the mufflers, and it actually has a differential and axle in here. It had to be shortened quite a bit, but it looks pretty good in my opinion. The exhaust actually goes over the C-notch frame to make it look lower, like you do see in some other builds in real life, and it has a raised front axle slot. And this is version 1 grill. So this is one I had kind of like mashed up together. This is a couple different versions of the Silverado grill all made into one. And this is version 2, which everything is the same, just a different grill. And this is actually a 91 Suburban grill that people actually used to do swaps on them in real life. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea that someone gave me. So thank you for that. But if we go ahead and show you, this is what stock height on the truck looks like. That's what stock height looks like. And you can see that, you can see the ground, you can see light coming underneath it. So yeah, big difference in, oh, it's going to be a big difference once I put it all together. So let me show you. So along with the 2 different frames, I've also made 2 different interior options. So this was something I had on my mind for quite a while. So we have a bench seat here and a bucket seat option here. So the bench seat is really nice. I think this is my favorite here, but this is pretty close to the original thing. I try to make it as close as possible without the door panels, obviously. I had a variation with it, but I decided to scrap that idea after. But as you can see, it actually has the speedometers, different gauges, the radio, air vents, and the steering wheel, which is also based off the real one. You can also see down there a brake and a gas pedal, and it's pretty cool. So this is the tuck and roll option. I actually also follow that pattern that is on the real truck, so I think that's a pretty cool option, along with the bed slats. I think those are a pretty nice touch. And for version 2, it's pretty much the same thing on the dash and the pedals and all that, but this is bucket seats, like I said, with like a resto mod, like early 2000s cup holder and center console kind of in there. So I thought that was really cool. Also, before anyone asks why there's a stump or something like that holding the steering wheel up, it's when I print it, that way there's no mess ups there, and then during shipping, if something gets snagged on it, it helps keep it a little strong. So all you gotta do is just break that off when you guys get them. But I think those are pretty cool 2 options to have, and they definitely add some more character to your build. But going on with it, this is how you put it all together. You have your glass, and this is gonna sit right in there, just like that. And when you have your casting, you can go ahead and slide that thing, make sure it's all lined up. Throw that guy right in there. Again, make sure it's lined up with that hole in front. And then you can go ahead and get your base, and it's going to slide right on in. And it has, the interiors have these little channels which keeps the interior centered based off the base. So it really does work hand in hand. And you can see the rivet holes do line up, as well as the exhaust pipes. You can see they do line up pretty well. And you guys can already see just right here how low the car is going to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and put the axles in. And just for test purposes, I don't have the axles all buttoned up at the ends. I'm just sliding them through here. And see, I can't do that, so it'd be a smart decision to do your wheels before you put the base on it, but it's not going to fit. And like I said, I'm leaving some overhang just for the sake of the video, because I do use these wheels interchangeably for different cars and stuff. So now that's how tight it's going to be. Pretty nice. So now if we go put everything back together now. There we have it. So you can just see how tucked those wheels really are. That's what it looks like in the bed. And again, this isn't screwed down, I'm just showing you. I mean, it's in there. They're really in there. And so the way the interior sits, like I said, it lines up there, and the windows also hold it in with that little notch there, which is pretty cool. So that's what it looks like kind of on the inside there. You guys can see the dash, the window, all the different details of that. And like I said, you guys can see that C-notch in the frame. Very nice. I like it a lot, and it does roll pretty well. And also, these are some really big wheels. These are not the wheels that come standard on the car at all. These are some that I had actually made, and I made sure my base fit them because they are big, and I like the way that they look. So, do a height difference here. So again, this is stock. That's stock height right there. And that's what the lower base looks like. So I say there's a pretty big difference. It is pretty much dragging frame. I also did sand this down a bit. And you don't need to. You don't need to sand this down, but I had done it when I was testing some stuff. I just don't have another casting to open up without showing you the stock one. But I did sand this down, and that's because it was dragging. So it will actually look even lower, and you might actually have to sand it down to get it to roll right. But I think that's a good problem to have, honestly, because I like the cars nice and low on the ground. But it does roll very well. For the stock one, plastic wheels are just going to always roll better. But it's the same process for both version 1 and version 2 of the grill. Like I said, only the grill has changed. And the interiors are different as well, but I think this is really cool. So if you guys want some, check my website out. It's hhwcustoms.com. I have all the options available, the interiors, the tires, and the base all in a bundle. So if you guys want, check it out. There will be several links in the description below, so go check it out. Thanks, guys.